I'm very excited because today we're doing an epic review of the Aer City Pack Pro 2. This could be the biggest bag drop of the year, and in this video, we're gonna compare it to the Aer City Pack Pro 1, and we're gonna talk about the pros and the cons, see what the two's bringing to the table, fully pack it out, and in the situation that you're not quite sure that this is the bag for you, you're gonna wanna stick around to the end of this video because I'm gonna show you a couple alternative bags, I got two, that might better suit your needs. Or maybe not, maybe the Aer City Pack Pro checks all your boxes. Let's jump into it, let's talk about the gist of the Aer City Pack Pro. 2. God, we got the 2, this is so exciting. And it's so exciting because Aer is a carry brand that reigns from San Francisco. And in this community of people like me who are obsessed with backpacks, because we travel a lot and we're everyday carry nerds, Aer is one of the best brands in the game. And the City Pack Pro came out of the scene with a bang a couple years ago, and it's sort of solidified itself as an iconic bag, and quite possibly the easiest and most popular bag to recommend out of all of them, because it's so versatile in everything that it can do. Let's break down some of its top features. We've got an insane materials game, Cordura fabrics, YKK zippers, Duraflex hardware, a newly designed top admin pocket, 1, 2 water bottle holders, clamshell style opening to the main compartment, some newly added handles, one on either side, and one of the best and most comfortable harness systems in the game. The Aer City Pack Pro 2 currently comes in 5 different color options and or fabrics. Now the size is still 24 liters, which can be a bit big for everyday carry depending on what you're carrying, but it's a great size because it can double up as an everyday carry bag and a small travel bag, so you kind of get the best of both worlds. It's got about 18 inches height, 12 inches width, and a fully packed out base depth of around 6 inches. For weight, we're looking at 2.8 pounds on scale number 1 and 2.9 pounds on scale number 2. This is the Aer City Pack Pro 2 when it's empty, and this is the bag when it's fully packed out and worn on the Nomadization team. I'm 5'8", and our media manager Margaret's 5'2", and we're gonna pack out this bag throughout the entire review so you can see exactly what it fits. All Aer products are backed by their lifetime warranty against manufacturing defects, and for all that, the bag runs around 209 USD. And if at any point during this video you find yourself thinking to yourself, holy moly, that's an upgrade to V1, totally getting one, and you're gonna make a purchase, we highly recommend you do so using the first link in the description below. Reason being, that link makes sure that you get the best price, and we oftentimes have discount codes. But that link also helps to support the Nomadization YouTube channel and team, so we can keep making the best bag reviews on the web. Thank you very much. Now real fast, I'm gonna compare and contrast V1 to V2, just so you can see what changes have been made. But also, if this section doesn't interest you, I recommend jumping to the next chapter so you can get into the nitty-gritty of the actual review. All right, difference number 1, which is probably gonna be the biggest difference, is the change of aesthetic. As where you can see, the City Pack Pro V1 and most original Aer designs for their backpacks has sort of a square-like shape. But for V2, you can see they sort of cut these top corners in the front and made it a bit more circular. And it's giving it a sort of effect where the front is smaller and the back is bigger, so it's sort of like whoosh, like that, you know what I mean? I think this was an interesting move, and I think it's gonna be a little controversial as well. Because at the end of the day, this square-like aesthetic is so comforting with Aer. Like, that's just their thing, you know? But I do think this more circular shape, at least in the top, maybe makes the bags look a little bit less masculine, therefore kind of making it a bit more of a unisex design. I don't know, I'd kind of be curious to hear your thoughts about this aesthetic change. Do you prefer the old style? Do you like the new style? Do you think that it has any pros, any cons? Let me know in the comments below. Now the second biggest change for me is, notice how this guy is not packed out at all, and it's self-standing like a boss. Now V1 kind of self-stood a little bit, especially when it's packed out. Like when it's packed out, it did well. But if it wasn't packed out, like it just wasn't, it'll fall. Will you fall? No matter what, V2 is definitely self-standing a lot better. And the reason is, you notice on the bottom, we've got a lot more infrastructure going on, which is, I assume, some padding, and a complete redesign of the bottom, which is improving the self-standing. But for the next difference, V2 is slightly heavier. This one's coming in at almost 3 pounds. Versus V1, which was like 2.5 pounds. Next change, on V1 we had the classic Aer zipper pullers, but V2 they're utilizing a stickier Hypalon zipper puller. And that's on basically every zipper on this bad boy. On V1, the D-ring was on this side, but on V2, D-ring's here. On V2, we've also added these guys right here. Some Hypalon pullers, also very sticky, that give you more leverage when you're opening and closing the main compartment. On V2, we have 1, 2, newly added lash points in the shoulder strap that V1 does not have. Now on V1, we had a single chunkalicious top handle, but on V2, we have 1, 2 newly added side handles and a top handle that's actually on the back panel and it's a little bit thinner. See, the original top handle was sewn into this top panel on the fabric, but V2 top handle coming in right here. On V1, we had a single water bottle holder and a quick access pocket on the other side, which gave you access to a key ring. But on V2, Aer said, be gone. Key ring pocket. We're gonna add 2 water bottle holders to both sides and relocate the key ring to the front pocket. V1's luggage pass-through holder ran north to south versus V2. It's secured via Velcro and runs east to west, therefore allowing you to carry your bag vertically on your suitcase. And then we got some interesting changes in regards to organization, pockets, and materials. Namely, in V1, the top admin pocket had 1 pocket and a zippered pocket, versus on V2, we've got actually 2 drop-in pockets in the zippered pocket. And you can see too the difference in the actual fabric, where we went with a lighter gray colored lining versus the darker version on V1. And this lighter lining is actually a ripstop fabric. And that change in material also extends to the glasses pocket. On V1, we had this thickly padded microfiber fabric, which I loved, but Aer has replaced it with this fabric, which is significantly thinner. It's got a little bit of expansion and it feels nicer in some ways, but I kind of miss the old one too. It was more protected that way, but I do like the new one. And finally, in the laptop compartment, V2 has given a document sleeve right here that V1 did not have. Quick rant from me in regards to these changes. Aer clearly listens to their community. So if you don't like any of these changes, you only have yourself to blame because you didn't email Aer enough times about what you want on the newest version of the City Pack Pro. So props to Aer for acknowledging that feedback and taking action on it. I think most of the upgrades are just that, an upgrade. The new aesthetic will be a bit of a challenge for me. I can definitely say I preferred the old material used in the glasses pocket. And I did get a bunch of use out of the quick access key pocket. I think that might be one of the more controversial changes, but let's really find out what the most controversial changes are. You gotta let me know in the comments below. What was an obvious upgrade? What was a clear downgrade for you? This is one of the biggest bag updates of the year. So let's hear what you gotta say in the comments below. All right, moving on, let's talk about the front of the Aer City Pack Pro 2. I mentioned already regarding the aesthetic, but although it's different from V1 and just kind of different from what us in the carry community might be used to when it comes to Aer, I still think it's got a very professional and business-friendly look to it. And that aesthetic is greatly helped by the fabrics on the front here, which is primarily a 1680D Cordura ballistic nylon. Cordura makes some of the best threads in the game. And 1680D, holy f***, is that a heavy weave. And that means this bag is gonna be extremely durable and abrasion resistant. Unnecessarily durable and abrasion resistant, probably. But overall, that's just the Aer vibe, baby. Overconstructed, a bit heavy for the liters to weight ratio, but it's a bag that's definitely gonna last the test of time. All right, let's talk about this front zipper right here. This is accessible with the YKK. PU-coated zipper. Chunky zipper too. You a number 10? Oh yeah, you number 10. And the thing with YKK PU-coated zippers, number 10s, is that they're a little sticky, right? This polyurethane coating is great for weather resistance and gives the bag a really nice, kind of sleek look. But the zipper can be a little on the stickier side, so Aer has given us these pull tabs on either side to make opening and closing a wee bit easier. This pocket only runs the bottom half of the bag. It does not extend to the top, and it runs all the way to the bottom. It's also got a nice bit of volume to it, helped with these pleats here at the bottom. And inside we got a key leash and a very nice gray ripstop lining. And I like the color because it's not too light as to where it gets dirty super fast, but it's light enough to help to create a highlight effect in the bag, which kind of makes it a little bit easier to find what you put where. And then a little bit north of that, we got this half moon zipper, which gets you into the newly designed admin compartment. This zipper is not PU coated, which is why it's so lightning fast. And these are Aer's new zipper pullers, which I don't know how I feel about. I liked Aer's old zipper pullers because, I don't know, it had this little dingleberry thing going on, which, you know, I did criticize sometimes in the past for being very dingleberry-esque. These are a little bit stickier, which, you know, not always fun to touch, but also adds a little more functionality because you're not losing grip of that. This pocket goes all the way down to the top of this zipper. And inside we have 2 drop pockets, a zipper pocket here, and a little space in the middle. All right, let's go ahead and pack out these 2 front pockets. Now here you can see we got a bunch of EDC stuff. Got my big old Sony over-the-head headphones. They fit, I assume, oh yeah, very nicely in this front pocket. Like I said, this front pocket has its own volume, not super tight, so you can fit bulkier items in there. And then also with the key leash, pop your keys on here. I like the key leash being here because you can easily swing the bag around, unzip and grab your keys, unlock the door. Gotta love that access. And then for the admin pocket, I'm gonna go ahead and throw AirPods in here. Thank you for my wallet and some tissues. I like this zippered pocket up here for smaller things you might otherwise lose track of, so chapstick, pen, a little Zyn tin. I'm gonna go ahead and throw a protein bar in the middle. But again, this pocket also has its own volume. So if you wanna throw something bigger in there, like a bulky hard drive, should be able to accommodate it. Oh yeah. And you can see here, Aer is so good at giving you that extra volume for the times that you need it. All right, that's it for the front. Let's talk about the middle of the Aer City Pack Pro 2. Now on either side, we have a water bottle holder and a side handle, which again replaces what used to be on the first version where there was a key pocket for quick access right here, but no more. I think these handles are great for functionality. I'm not a big like side handle person, especially for a pack this size. For a travel bag, must have. But 24 liters, I can take it or leave it. But Margaret and I were talking earlier, we're not super stoked about the aesthetic that it gives the bag. It's not bad. Just kind of adding to that like whoosh effect where it's making the sort of back of the bag look wider than the front of the bag. Like the two little ears here. But I do love Aer's handles in general. They're so smooth, love this lining. It's like a very fine seatbelt material and plenty of padding. On one side, we also have a D-ring clip right here. And those are great for helping to secure your water bottle. But we're not gonna put the water bottles in yet because it doesn't matter until the bag's fully packed out. Then you can really see how the water bottle to backpack relationship truly works. So I'll leave those there to remind me. Now, one huge upgrade that everyone's gonna be pretty smitten about with this bag is how well it self-stands. I mean, Aer knocked it out of the park with this. And it should be noted, I've only got the front loaded up right now. I got this pocket decked out and this pocket decked out, and it's still self-standing pretty well. Now, again, we did get some extra weight with this version of the bag, 0.3 pounds. And I think a lot of that is going into this padding on the bottom to give it that base. But for me, easy trade-off. Here at the bottom, we got two Hypalon pullers. These are just, again, giving you leverage when you open the zippers to the main compartment. And speaking of which, et voila, we're in. Pretty minimal organization. We got 1, 2 zippered pockets on the opening side, and then just a sleeve right here on the back side. So I got a bunch of everyday carry stuff here. Let's pack it out. Starting with these top pockets, I'm gonna throw my blue filter light glasses at the top. I love this fabric because it does have a little bit of elasticity. So even though the back side, the admin pocket right here is fully packed out, I can still throw a bulkier item in here. My glasses, you can see, fits very nicely. At the bottom, I'll throw little selfie stick. And then in this little sleeve here, I think a great spot for a book. Again, got some elasticity here. I think it's a big upgrade to V1. Our media manager, Margaret, though, is not as big of a fan of this upgraded material because it doesn't have quite the same capacity as the original had. A couple tech pouches at the bottom, umbrella, sweater on top. And now you can see, you know, the beauty of a 24-liter bag and also the magic of Aer. Because 24 liters gives you that extra capacity when you need it. And Aer, they're just so good at making good looking bags that also can fit a lot more than it looks like they can fit. There you go, self-standing like a MFing champ. But time for the water bottle test. I got I'll start with you, 24-ounce Columbia water bottle here. And you can see we've got a little elasticity right here, which allows the pocket to expand. And the water bottle fits very nicely. Remember, this bag is fully packed out. But what's great is that it's not competing with too much space in the main compartment. It's pulling it in a bit, but not terribly so. But one negative thing to keep in mind with this water bottle holder solution is the expansion has limitations, right? You can see this 1 liter Yeti. I don't think we're gonna get it in there. Not fully packed out, at least. It's not gonna happen. But also, this elastic fabric will probably die, especially if you're really pushing it to its limits over the years. But the good news is if you don't wanna put a water bottle in there, it'll always fit a small city umbrella. Last pocket is this guy right here, which is our shades pocket. I mean, really you could put anything in there, but it's definitely designed for shades. But one thing I will say is it's both an upgrade and a downgrade, because this fabric is really nice and stretchy and just, it feels premium versus previously it was like a padded microfiber. But that padded microfiber, the padding felt a little bit more secure for your shades. These still feel fine. No problems with that. Just the last fabric I thought felt a little bit better, but this does feel a little bit more sophisticated. Pros and cons. Now real fast, if you're still watching this video and you're thinking to yourself, holy crap, that dude is a bag nerd, and I love it. I'm a bag nerd, he's a bag nerd. How can we nerd out on bags more together? Well, if that's the case, you might be very excited to find out that here at Nomads Nation, we don't just do epic backpack and travel gear and everyday carry reviews, we also have the Nomads Nation newsletter. And in that newsletter, I take this whole thing even a step further, baby. As to where I'm delivering directly into your inbox all the top stories and news and drops of what's happening in the world of travel and everyday carry gear. So if you want to keep your finger on the pulse of what's happening, I'm talking collabs and little industry gossip and just like everything that's happening in the world of carry gear, you're gonna want to sign up to the Nomads Nation newsletter, which you can do by finding this globe emoji in the description below. I hope to see you in your inbox. Okay, let's talk about the back of the Aer City Pack Pro 2. First up is the top handle, We did lose some beefiness from the previous version, which I kind of preferred because the previous version was here and it was thicker, but this one still really gets the job done. It's a great handle. It's reinforced to the max. No complaints. And another thing I'm gonna have no complaints with Aer, which I never have any complaints with Aer, is their harness system. So you want to talk about comfort, like look at the chunkalicious, beefalicious, paddinglicious awesomeness we got going on the shoulder straps in the back panel. I love it. This is what I want in a bag this size. It should be noted for some, these shoulder straps are gonna be way too thick. These are almost 3 inches. I measured them earlier, and they're chunky, right? So some people find that very oppressive. It's like loud in your face, and on hot summer days, like there's just a lot going on here. What's your preference for shoulder straps? Are you more like on team thick and padded, or more thin and breezy? Let me know in the comments below. On the shoulder straps, we have 2 external lash points, both Hypalon, both nice and thick. You can clip things onto the outside of your bag. Nice magnetic sternum strap. You absolutely need a sternum strap on a bag this size. And what's great is that the sternum strap here and the shoulder straps here all have their own dangle stoppers, which help to keep excess nylon webbing where it belongs, tidy, in place. This guy will tell you the deal. Last note, let's talk about luggage pass-through. Like I said, last version bag, it was this way, and now they switched it. You got this little Velcro, keeping the luggage pass-through holder in place, which allows you to carry the bag like this. It's a little tight, but you get it. It definitely works. And now you can carry your bag the way it's supposed to be carried, like this. Feels like it's reinforced. I'm not afraid this is gonna pop out at any point in time. Overall, another big upgrade for V2. Now, last but not least, let's talk about the tech compartment. So we also have some changes, primarily that they've added this sleeve right here. And this sleeve runs down to about here. So it's not like a typical like charger storage pocket, but it's also not your typical like document sleeve that goes all the way down to the bottom. For the laptop compartment itself, it's really well padded. I mean, look at all the padding happening here, right? So obviously like you got padding on the front, you got padding on the back, you got padding every which way you'd want it for a laptop compartment. 13-inch MacBook Pro slides right in. We've got a false bottom. Laptop's showing up right around here. False bottoms are great because if you do one of these, the laptop's gonna be okay. We gonna be all right. Got a cutout of a 16-inch MacBook Pro. Also fits very nicely. But what about the 17-inch Asus Levo book? I think it's gonna fit. Ugh. Oh yeah, we're in, dude. Look it. You can go ahead and zip that effer up. Should be noted this is a PU-coated zipper as well, so we got 2 PU-coated zippers on this bag. And for this area, I'm gonna see if I can fit my new notebook holder. I think it absolutely will. That's so nice right there. I mean, again, space, capacity. This bag's a fucking beast. And one last comfort check. I mean, this is probably my, I don't know, 6,000th airbag review, so I have a pretty good idea of what's gonna happen right now. I'm gonna praise how comfortable it is, because holy moly, it's great. The padding on these shoulder straps, the padding on the back panel, the sternum strap for extra support. Again, if you don't mind chunkier, thicker shoulder straps and back panel, and more weight because of that, then you're gonna find Aer to be super cozy. I used to call it the Aer mattress experience. I still call it that sometimes. And this right here is a mattress experience. All right, let's talk about the overall pros and the cons of the Aer City Pack Pro 2. Pro number 1, amazing comfort. Pro number 2 is going to be the impressive laptop protection. And pro number 3 is just how functional of a bag it is. From the 3 handles and the 2 water bottle pockets and the sneaky good capacity, it's just a bag that gets the job done. But on the flip side, I got some cons as well, and here they are. Con number 1, 2.9 pounds. It's not a light bag. Con number 2 is some people are gonna be irked about the removal of the quick access side pocket. And con number 3 is Aer's new aesthetic, I think looks great, but kind of loses a bit of its meanness that it used to have before. But just a reminder, if you have weighed your personal pros and cons, and you're thinking about picking one of these bad boys up, we do highly recommend that you do so using the first link in the description. Remember, that's where you get the best price, and if there's any discount codes, that's what they'll be. But if you're not quite sold, we can talk about those alternative recommendations that I teased at the beginning of the video. First up, we got the Bellroy Transit Workpack Pro 22 liter. This is a great pick for you if you're looking for that super durable, comfy tech bag. If you want something a bit more refined and sophisticated without sacrificing impressive comfort and organization. And my other alternative recommendation is gonna be the Evergoods CPL 24. Great pick for you if you're looking again for that kind of like techie, comfy bag, but you want something that can do a little bit better in the outdoors. This is definitely an urban bag, this is definitely an urban bag, but an Evergoods bag can cross over and do a little bit of both. And it's just kind of a different aesthetic. Honestly, all these bags are bringing really different things to the table. Each have their own unique set of pros and cons. And to discover the pros and cons of these bags, you can just go ahead and watch these videos right here. If you got any questions about any bags, be sure to let me know in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Aaron. This is Nomads Nation, and we'll catch you next time.